I welcome you today to our Open Heavens reflection as we reflect from the Open Heavens Daily Guide written by Pastor E. Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. What I'm holding in my hand is a treasure for 2014. Please pick your copy, run to any of the Redeemed Christian Church of God parishes and pick a copy of this book. I promise you, this book is going to transform your life in 2014. And I welcome you to today's reflection from the 2013 edition of the book. My name is Patrick Tolani. I'm a pastor with Christ Love Assembly, a parish of the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Oxford. The topic we're looking at today is any query from Satan. And the Bible passage is taken from the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 14 to 30. Now Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my God, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if you be ready that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made? Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, We are not careful to answer you in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning furnace, he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be known unto you, O king, that we will not serve your God, nor worship the golden image which you have set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was normally heated, and he commanded most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their horsing, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flames of the fire slew those men that took Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no heart, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth, come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth out of the midst of the fire. And the prince, the governors, captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of the fire passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servant that trust in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies that they might not serve nor worship any other God except their own God. Therefore, I make a decree that every people, nation, language will speak anything other than the God of Meshach and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no God other than the God of these young men. Now, we will go straight to our quick reflection on this, and I just want to say that these children They trusted the Lord, and that was why the Lord stood for them. They were people who knew their God, and because they knew their God, they were able to challenge the devil and say, devil, we don't care what you do. We stand for our God. Are you able to do that? You need to stand against the devil and challenge and query the devil, because God is on your side. As you do that, from now on, the devil will be terrified about you. God bless you. The God of Meshach and Abednego is still your God.